First at 4, custody case mistake. Prosecutors explain how a convicted sex offender was given joint custody of his 8-year-old son. Also ahead, a woman who is keeping a horrible secret shares her story of sex trafficking and survival.
From our house, I was going to school, I had friends, and I was still being sold from inside my home.
What you can do to help others just like her. President Trump versus Iran. The commander-in-chief reveals a new plan that'll have an impact all around the world. And whether you're getting ready for Friday Night Football or possibly making plans for the weekend, we have your forecast. It's all First at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sandra Ali in for Karen Drew on this Friday. First at 4, we have a big turnaround in a custody case connected to this man right here. He's a convicted sex offender. There was outrage after a judge granted joint custody of an 8-year-old boy to Christopher Mirasolo. Well, now the Sanilac County Prosecutor's Office says it never should have been involved in the case. It all started when the boy's mother tried to get state assistance, which normally triggers the state to look for the father. In this case, Mirasolo is the biological dad, but he fathered the child during an alleged sexual assault. Sanilac County says the mother received an exemption, but its family support unit actually missed that information, leading to the controversial ruling. Mirasolo has agreed to pay child support without seeing the child. At this point, it's not clear if anyone in the prosecutor's office will be disciplined. There is new outrage today over that hazing incident at Fordson High School in Dearborn. We're being told the students involved have been punished, but a lot of people are still talking about this one. The principal sent a letter on Thursday saying that type of behavior is unacceptable and the students will indeed be punished. While not sharing details of the incident, officials confirm no one was sexually assaulted. School leaders are working with Dearborn police right now on the investigation. Today, there was also a silent protest held outside of the school. We're gathering new information and new reaction. Our coverage continues on Local 4 News starting at 5 o'clock. Well, take a look. This is a sketch of the man who tried to grab a 13-year-old boy who was on his way to Hilbert Middle School in Redford. It happened yesterday. That student was walking along Kinlock south of Grove. The man was driving a 4-door blue car. Luckily, that teenager managed to get away. He describes the man as a white man in his 40s, about 6'1", with a gray beard and a scar on the right side of his face. So if that sketch right there looks familiar to you, Redford police want to hear from you. Now over to Allen Park. That's where police are still looking for a man who tried to carjack a woman at a gas station. It happened Thursday in broad daylight. Take a look here. The man jumped into her car while she was pumping gas, and then there he goes. He drives off. He doesn't get very far, though. Thankfully, a truck driver who happened to be in the area stopped the man from stealing the car. The man ran away. Again, if you know anything at all about this case, call Allen Park Police. Our Friday evening isn't looking too bad at all. Paul Gross is in for Ben Bailey today with your first forecast. And Paul, we're ready to get the weekend started.
You're not kidding. Sometimes we have to pinch ourselves. And is this really October? Look at the temperatures in Little Caesars Arena. We've had some sunshine this afternoon. Look at this, upper 60s to near 70 degrees, light wind. It is a beautiful afternoon. And you can see the partly cloudy skies here on the satellite. And those are going to initially go away, but more clouds coming in tonight. But nothing that's going to ruin our Friday night football. It's going to be beautiful again by October standards. 60s for Friday night football. Yeah, it's going to be 60s with light wind. A lot of schools having homecoming this evening, so it's going to be just beautiful. Now, we have a lot to talk about in the forecast. We have a very active weather weekend ahead, and weather will play a factor in the marathon Sunday. We'll talk about that. And there's a hurricane in the Atlantic that's going to do something pretty crazy early next week. We'll talk about that as well in just a little bit. Sandra?
All right. Thank you, Paul. President Donald Trump making news around the world today as he outlines a new strategy for dealing with Iran. But he stopped short of pulling out of the Iran nuclear deal negotiated by the Obama administration. Kimberly Gill is in the newsroom with more on the president's message today. Hey there, Kimberly.
Hi, Sandra. Good afternoon. Today, the president accused Iran of violating both the letter and spirit of the nuclear deal and vowed he would pull out of the agreement if Congress and U.S. allies do not agree to strengthen it.
Today, I am announcing our strategy, along with several major steps we are taking to confront the Iranian regime's hostile actions and to ensure that Iran never, and I mean never, acquires a nuclear weapon.
President Trump's refusal to recertify is a grave mistake that threatens America's security and our credibility at a very critical time.
Now, the president of Iran fired back, saying the country's nuclear deal is stronger than what President Trump believes. And while he says Iran will continue to stick to the agreement, he did warn that the country can also change its mind. Sandra will continue to follow it. Until then, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right. Thank you, Kimberly. President Trump taking another huge swipe at the Affordable Care Act, but he's already facing a legal challenge. The White House says it will stop cost-sharing payments to insurance companies that started under Obamacare. The payments were used to reimburse the companies for lowering out-of-pocket expenses for customers. The president has also said he might cut the payments to force lawmakers to replace Obamacare altogether. New York's Attorney General says he's working right now on a multi-state lawsuit to challenge the president's decision. It is the nightmare next door that you don't even realize is happening. Human trafficking or sex slavery can happen anywhere in any neighborhood. Today, our Paula Tutman met a survivor who says there are signs you could notice and maybe help save someone like her.
So this is Wayne Road and this is Michigan Ave. I'm in Wayne, Michigan. And you can see there's a library down there. Little girl walked by that library to get to school. Her house isn't far from here. She says, looking in from the outside, people probably thought it was so normal. That household was so normal. But she also says that if neighbors had looked a little closer or been a little nosier, she might have been saved a lot sooner. Her name is Devon, and at 31 years old, she will tell you that a pimp doesn't necessarily wear a big hat with a feather. The pedophile is not just a 40-year-old man living with mom in the basement. Sometimes a sex trafficker looks like family. Her family.
I was sold at 12, almost 13, by my mother to my sister and my brother-in-law from Kentucky to Michigan.
From the age of 12, Devon grew up in this neighborhood in Wayne. She went to school, had friends, kept a secret. She was a sex slave.
My brother-in-law was selling me to men who would come to the home. From our house, I was going to school, I had friends, and I was still being sold from inside my home.
Today she's in an ever-evolving process of healing, speaking to anyone and everyone who will listen, to take a moment to notice the signs of trafficking.
If people knew what to look for, it would have been so glaringly obvious that something was happening.
Today she was a keynote speaker at a human trafficking symposium sponsored by Henry Ford Health Systems to train its healthcare professionals on how to spot trafficking.
Just by looking, we did look normal, but there were a lot of signs.
Lots of visitors at all hours, most of them men. When she went out to play, an adult hovered closely and never allowed her to speak freely. In fact, when she was questioned, the adults always spoke for her.
We had a privacy fence in the backyard, big thick curtains covering every window.
She wore long sleeves on the hottest days to cover bruises. She missed school to hide those bruises and breaks that couldn't be covered with clothing.
If you read through red flags, I exhibited a lot of red flags. But if you wouldn't know what to look for, you wouldn't have saw it.
Above all, she says neighbors should be nosy.
If you think something's going on next door, call the police. You know, it's better to be nosy and be wrong than be quiet and let someone be hurt.
Just be nosy and don't be afraid to get involved. She is an incredibly brave young woman. Sandra, the most incredible thing is she didn't even realize she was a human trafficking survivor. She was married, had 3 kids, was at a symposium, much like the one she was the keynote at today, heard a description and realized, oh my God, that's me. And now she's on the talking circuit. Very, very important descriptions. Coming up today at 6, the conversation continues because doctors also need to understand there are very specific signs they need to see because very often, Sandra, they are the first ones who see these women and sometimes men coming through the system.
Yeah, it is a huge problem, Paula, and we all need to be better educated about it and pick up on these signs. Thank you so much, Paula. Still ahead, one of the most powerful women in Washington makes a decision about her future, and it's a decision both parties were watching very closely. Also, this is a story many parents, even grandparents, need to see. The most common mistakes we're all making with car seat safety, things you might not even think about. But up first, new information on the fire disaster in California, including the frustrating search for victims. We'll be right back.
Teacher Coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
There's going to be a wedding here on Sunday.
I never forgot him.
Totally happy. Walking on air.
And it's the love story that started back, believe it or not, in 1955.
First at 4 continues with stories making headlines across America today, including the growing fire disaster in Northern California. The raging wildfires are far from contained, and the death toll has reached an unprecedented 31 people. Searching for those who are still missing is, of course, a very grisly job. Some bodies are found intact. Others, nothing but ash. Crews are now using dental records, fingerprints, even things like hip implants to help identify victims. 25,000 people have been forced to leave their homes, and many don't have any homes to return to. In the middle of the disaster, we've seen unusual scenes like this big tree right here burning from within. Firefighters can't even explain why this happened. The fires have already scorched nearly 300 square miles of forest. Republican Senator Susan Collins of Maine says she is staying in the U.S. Senate instead of running for governor. She made the announcement this morning saying she can do more, she feels, for her state and the country in Washington. Now, if she left the Senate, it could put the Republican majority at risk, but Collins has also voted against President Trump's agenda, so each party seems to benefit here. Her current term runs through 2020. In Pennsylvania, take a look at this here. This deer seemed to be stuck in a reservoir. This is in Pittsburgh. The deer was seen swimming in the water for more than an hour. It tried to get out on its own, but just couldn't get back to solid ground. Finally, emergency crews, they used a boat to start a rescue. They say it wasn't easy, but they got the deer back to shore, and then it was able to run back off into the woods. Very sweet. In good health today, you know, many new parents are failing one of the first big test, which is installing the car seat. Studies show problems with at least 3 out of every 4 car seats, but even experienced parents may need a refresher on how to keep our smallest passengers safe on the road.
Buckling up baby isn't this straightforward after delivery. A common mistake, assuming car seats are one size fits all.
We don't want to pick a really large car seat when we drive a very small vehicle.
Most stores will allow you to make sure a car seat fits properly in your vehicle before you buy it. Once in, the seat's base should not budge more than 1 inch in any direction.
It's not moving side to side, and that's what you want at the belt paths.
The American Academy of Pediatrics says babies should remain rear-facing until at least the age of 2. That's based on the results of crash tests like this one.
In a rear-facing car seat, a frontal impact or our most common type of crash, that rear-facing car seat will cradle the child's head, neck, and spinal cord.
Also be aware of what's around your baby. Expectant dad Joe Mason learned the mirror he'd installed to see his rear-facing infant may become detached in an accident and fly around dangerously.
Something like that could turn into a projectile.
Other common mistakes, leaving the straps too loose, not attaching the tether in the back, or not taking off your child's winter coat before buckling them in. Finally, don't forget to register your car seat with the manufacturer. That way the company can notify you of any recalls.
Also, another important reminder, if a car seat has been in any sort of car accident, it's no longer effective and it should be replaced. What you want to do is save your original receipt. Your car insurance may actually cover the cost of a new car seat. All right, Paul is back, and it sounds like this might be homecoming, right, for a lot of folks.
A lot of high schools have homecoming. They got the bands, the parades. I mean, they got the homecoming king and queen.
Yeah, we need the weather to hold out, right?
The weather's going to hold out this evening, Sandra. It is just going to be beautiful. Look at these temps right now, mid-60s in the coolest spots. Some of us are right around 70 degrees. This is October, yeah. This is homecoming, yeah. 70 degrees in October, boy, that's really nice. And we're going to only see temps fall just through the 60s during the evening hours, and it's going to stay dry. And you can see there's nothing going on locally here on the satellite. Now, there is some activity to the west, and in just a moment, we're going to deal with that because there is going to be an implication to our weekend. If you have outdoor weekend plans, stay tuned. All right, now we're going into the far Atlantic here, the eastern Atlantic. And by the way, these little spiky things you hear, it's the far eastern part of the sector from the satellite. So this is like where it ends here, but we have coverage here, and this is Hurricane Ophelia, and this is a pretty strong storm. It is right now a Category 2 hurricane with 100-mile-per-hour winds near the center, and what's crazy about this storm is where it's going to go. Take a look at the forecast path. This storm is going to potentially make a direct hit on Ireland and possibly Scotland. That doesn't happen very often. I've been in touch with some of my colleagues over in the British Met Office and the Irish Meteorological Service, and they're just going crazy over there because this doesn't happen very often. And look at now, by the way, the reason the symbol changes to an L, it's losing its tropical characteristics and turning into what's called an extratropical cyclone. So it's still a powerful storm with 80-mile-an-hour winds Monday morning. It's just not technically a hurricane anymore. And again, this storm is going to go all the way through northern Scotland with 60-mile-per-hour winds by Tuesday morning. So yeah, there's a lot to deal with over there. But not for us tonight. Again, we're dry through the night, but late tonight there is a scattered shower possibility, and then look what happens. The rain chances increasing, and how far south this rain goes is based upon how far south this front goes. But right now it looks like there's a pretty decent chance for rain during the day tomorrow. Now the front is going to start going back to the north as a warm front, just bringing in more steamy air. And these are not severe storms, but heavy downpours and possibly some thunderstorms overnight, Saturday night into early Sunday morning, and then a scattered shower Sunday morning with the front coming through during the race. And so we'll talk about that race forecast in a second. But tonight, 58, the overnight low. 58, that's near the average high for the day. And tomorrow, again, as you just saw, periods of rain increasing through the day. 73 for the high, but cooler north, warmer south. Windy. I think wind is the bigger problem than rain during the race. By the end of the race, winds will be from the west at 20 to 30 miles per hour. But the best news of all, look at next week, Sandra. Monday through Friday, actually into Saturday. Sunshine the whole week. Temps warming into the mid-70s by the beginning of the upcoming weekend.
Looking good. All right. Thank you, Paul. Shopping keeps getting easier and easier. Still ahead, two big names teaming up to make things more convenient and also help save you some money. But up first, changing the playbook. A high school football player from Michigan is shaking things up. What it means to be homecoming queen, we'll explain.
For over 80.
In today's trending stories, these two big names right here are teaming up to deliver voice-activated shopping. After a successful test in New York and California, the service is now going national. Google trying to be competitive with Amazon's Alexa, which already offers voice-activated shopping. So by 2018, Target credit card holders, all of you will also be able to link your cards and save 5% when using Google Express. Pretty cool. If diamonds are a girl's best friend, this diamond right here must be one of the best friends ever. The massive 37-carat pink diamond is expected to sell for $20 to $30 million next month. That is incredible. The auction house Sotheby's says it's the world's largest known fancy intense pink diamond. It's called the Raj Pink, and it's being sold by an anonymous owner. It is going to be auctioned off in Geneva coming up on November 15th. 'Tis the season when high schools crown their homecoming queens. One Michigan teenager was pulling double duty after she was crowned. Here's why. Alicia Wolcott of Grand Blanc High School is also on the football team, so she had to take off her tiara and put her helmet on to get back into the game. She's been playing football with the boys since 8th grade. Wolcott says the only difference between her and the boys, she has her own locker room. Still ahead, it is a wild walk down the aisle. A lot of people are talking about this guy's wedding performance, and he might even be available for your ceremony if you're interested. But first, here's a look at what I'm working on coming up for tonight at 11. Students are back in school and back on the field. A challenge for parents, what to pack for practice.
They cannot survive all day on pretzels and Gatorade.
From sports drinks to protein bars.
If you're going to be sweating for 90 minutes, you need to replace those lost electrolytes.
Experts say there's a real science to those after-school snacks.
And that's a really dangerous situation to then take that kid and put him out on the athletic field without any nutrition or hydration.
Tonight at 11, we're dishing up expert advice, the secret snacks that'll help fuel your student athlete and keep them safe.
Don't wait.
Finally today, first at 4, an Ohio man may have changed a longtime wedding tradition.
He took the job of flower girl at a friend's wedding and gave it his own special spin.
Pretty clever. You can tell Jake Clark got a lot of laughs as he strutted down the aisle. He threw flowers from 3 fanny packs that he borrowed from his girlfriend's grandmother. And now he says he's willing to become a professional flower man if anyone is interested in booking him. I have a feeling he may book a few jobs. Thanks so much for joining us today. First at 4, we're back in a half hour with Local 4 News at 5. We'll see you then.